up, guys? Will here, and we are going to try something a little bit different. We are going to show you guys how to play Magic the Gathering. So, this is a keepable hand. I assume my opponent is keeping. Alright, so we're actually playing solitaire here, so hold on. New game. This is the one I'm using. Oh, I can't change my opponent's deck, so I have to use the same deck. That sucks. I do have the Wombo combo in my hand, and they do not, so what we're gonna do is we are going to crack Evolving Wilds. Evolving Wilds, sacrifice Evolving Wilds, search your library for a basic land card, and put it onto the battlefield tapped. Tapped means you cannot use that land card again for the end of turn. It untaps at the beginning of each of your turns, so let's find a swamp. And pass the turn. So I drew a forest. I'll play my forest and pass, untap, draw, drew a forest, play the forest, play Deathcap Cultivator. So he's a 2/1 and he can either add a black or a green. And if I have 4 or more card types in my graveyard, he gains Death Touch, which means if anything were to attack him, it would if anything would deal damage, or if he would deal damage to anything, that creature dies. Meaning the creature that fought with it. So, it's my turn again, because I'm playing solitaire with this. I'm going to play a black mana, and I am going to pass the turn. So, here comes that. And I'm sorry, guys, this is a very bad example of teaching how to play Magic, because it's testing with the new cards, but so I just drew this Eldritch Evolution, which I want to use, but with my Deathcap, I don't want to sack my Deathcap Cultivator yet, and I also do not have Treeskaidekaphobia, so, which is how this deck wins, so, we're gonna go -2. So now, here's a swamp. So we're gonna play this swamp, and so this costs 1 and 2 black mana. Well, we have 2 black mana here. So let's go Ruinous Path, killing the Deathcap Cultivator. So now the Deathcap Cultivator is dead, and the Ruinous Path goes to the graveyard. Hedron Crawler. Hedron Crawler adds colorless mana, which, if you see here, this is all color. Hedron Crawler is basically a land that adds colorless mana. So now we are going to play a forest and tap 4 for Treeskaidekaphobia. At the beginning of your upkeep, choose one. Each player with exactly 13 life loses the game, then each player gains 1 life. Each player with exactly 13 life loses the game, then each player loses 1 life. So, here we have the option of playing 2 more Deathcap Cultivators, which we will do. Because now we have a bunch of mana. So, alright. And Treeskaidekaphobia triggers. We will both gain a life. And this is when handling with 2 of the same deck. Usually, actually, no. I don't want to do that. It's a 0-13. But that's not what we wanted to play. We wanted to play Languish. Actually, no, we want to play Tree of Perdition. Languish would have killed all my dudes. Yeah, actually, Languish is the play here. Because I forgot Deathcap Cultivator could add black mana. And otherwise, he could just kill the tree if I ran it out there. So, yeah, we ideally want to kill our opponent before, basically, now they don't have enough mana to play the tree because it costs 3 and a black. They only have 3, so now it's our turn. We're gonna trigger Treeskaidekaphobia again. So we're each gonna gain a life. So the opponent's at, oops, one too many. Opponent's at 22 and we're at 20. We are going to play Tree of Perdition. It is a 0-13. So, well, this is unfortunate because this hand cannot hit more than 3 lands. And now this combo deck just wins. Because, Tree of Perdition has the ability tap it, so do that. Exchange Tree of Perdition's toughness with the opponent's life total. So, that means Tree of Perdition is now a 0-22. And the opponent's life total is now 13. Oops, I miscalculated. Like, I miscounted. So, there we go. The opponent's at 13. Didn't draw a way out. Treeskaidekaphobia at the beginning of my turn will kill my opponent because each player with exactly 13 life loses the game. So that is basically how this deck plays anyway. But this is just a test with not an actual deck. And some of my card images are like missing. I only have the patch for the certain ones, so yeah. But that is how you play a game of Magic. Well, sort of. I mean, you get the basic idea. It goes a lot further into that, but it's not really that complex. So here we are with the deck. We have we have 4 copies of Evolving Wilds, so sacrifice Evolving Wilds, search your library for a basic land card, and put it onto the battlefield tab, then shuffle your library. Next we have 6 forests and 14 swamps. I hate myself for having mixed match swamps. Then we have Tree of Perdition, which the guy who made these for me, like, Eldritch Moon isn't out yet, but the guy who made the patch or whatever, he forgot to put that there was a 013 on Tree. So, Tree basically is my win condition of the deck, because I use this Treeskaidekaphobia to make my opponent, and this make my opponent go to 13, and then they automatically lose the game. So then we have Sidisi Undead Vizier. When Sidisi Undead Vizier exploits, which exploit is like when it enters the battlefield, you can sacrifice a creature. You may search your library for a card, put it into your hand, and then shuffle your library. So this basically helps us get our combo. Deathcap Cultivator is 2 mana for add either a black or a green to your mana pool. It's really helpful because it helps us get the black we need sometimes. Next we have Hedron Crawler, which adds colorless to your mana pool, or to our mana pool, which it's alright, but it's not great. I mean, the only reason we're actually running Hedron Crawler is Hedron Crawler is the fact that that it's 2 mana, add a mana. So basically on turn 3 we can get our combo off. Or turn 4 more likely, because Treeskaidekaphobia is how the combo works. So now we go on to our spells. We have 4 copies of Treeskaidekaphobia. At the beginning of each of your upkeeps, choose 1. We already went over that. Then we have Eldritch Evolution. Eldritch Evolution costs as an additional cost to cast. You sacrifice a creature. Search your library for a creature with converted mana cost X or less, where X is 2 plus the sacrificed creature's converted mana cost. Put that card into play and shuffle your library. Exile Eldritch Evolution. So we have 14 creatures in the deck. 1 is 5, 8 are 2, and 4 are 4. So, or 2 is 5, I should say. So basically, Eldritch Evolution is in the deck to get one of our 2 guys into a 4. Into this tree, because the tree is how we win. Then we have Read the Bones, scry 2, then draw 2 cards, you lose 2 life. So basically I can look at the top 2 cards of my deck, decide if I want them on top or on bottom. Then I draw 2 cards, and then I lose 2 life. Dark Petition, search your library for a card and put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. And then basically this just helps get our combo faster. And then it adds 3 black if there's 2 or more instant or sorcery cards in my graveyard. And we have Ruinous Path, destroy target creature or planeswalker. We don't have a planeswalker in this deck, but planeswalkers are really hard to deal with. And then Awaken 4 for 5 and 2 black, meaning I can make one of my lands a 4/4 for 5 and 2 black. Then we have Languish, all creatures get -4/-4. And then ultimate price, destroy target monocolored creature, meaning like destroy target creature that's one color. And that's our deck. So yeah.